The fork is a common utensil used in households and restaurants around the world, but its journey to become a staple item wasn't always smooth. In medieval Europe, the fork was once considered a symbol of evil and decadence. The first recorded use of forks in Europe can be traced back to the 11th century, when Byzantine Princess Maria Argyropoulina brought a fork as part of her dowry when she married the Doge of Venice. Initially, the use of forks was limited to the wealthy and was viewed as a symbol of their status and decadence. This was met with criticism from some who saw the fork as a deviation from traditional ways of eating with one's hands. The church also weighed in on the matter, with some members of the clergy regarding the fork as a tool of the devil. They believed that using a fork was an affront to God and encouraged gluttony and wastefulness. This attitude was especially prevalent in the 16th and 17th centuries during the Reformation, when worldly possessions and luxuries were scrutinized. Despite these criticisms, the use of forks continued to spread. The royal court of France was particularly fond of forks and made them a common item in their banquets. However, there were many in France who were against the use of forks, viewing them as a foreign import associated with evil and decadence. By the 17th century, the use of forks had become more widespread, and it was no longer seen as a symbol of evil. In fact, it was considered fashionable to use a fork, and those who didn't use one were viewed as uncivilized. In the centuries that followed, the fork became a common utensil used by people of all social classes. Today, it is an essential item in kitchens and dining rooms around the world, used to eat a variety of foods, from pasta to steak. The once controversial utensil has now become an everyday item, and its widespread use is taken for granted.